Hey, how's it going, football fans? I'm Steve Ullman here with MVL reporter Colin Brown. And Colin, in the MVL this weekend, we had the big game between Tri-Valley and Sheridan for the conference title, but there was also a big rivalry game in the Maysville-Philo matchup.
Steve, it was senior night in Philo. Philo players, Maysville players have been tweeting at us all week. Sunday night, they were in the locker room getting a lift in, getting ready for the game. On Wednesday during the rain, they had full padded practice in the gym. They told us this was one of the biggest games of their high school careers. Early in the game, Philo's Nick Dorman with a nice 41-yard run into Maysville territory. But the next possession, quarterback Zach Sheridan calls his own number. That's a 16-yard keeper to put Philo up 7-0. A few possessions later for Maysville, C.J. Harris, a nice around-the-back move, fake to Jeremy Willison. We're going to slow that down for you and show you one more time as C.J. Harris teaches you how to Dougie his style. Whoop! Around the back right there. That's fancy, NFL street style. Jeremy Willison cuts it back, dives almost into the end zone, so the coach calls his number again for the reward. He puts it in from 1 yard out to tie the game at 7-7. But he thanks his players. Philo fumbles the kickoff, so Maysville driving again. Quarterback Seth Brown tries to get something on third down, ends up short. 4th down and 2 from the 21. Jeremy Willison, that's an arm tackle. We're slowing this down for you. He's the player of the year. You can't tackle him like that. Around the outside, uses his speed, dives to the end zone. That's Superman style. Touchdown Maysville. They are up 14-7, but Philo answers right back. Caleb Wiseman with a touchdown of his own right before the half to tie it at 14 heading into halftime.
Second half now, here's Seth Brown again. He's going to go and find Heath Merkel on the outside, 22-yard gain. Sets up another Willison touchdown, but they missed the extra point, so it's 2014. Remember that. Philo's going to answer Caleb Wiseman, a 23-yard gain inside the 10, but on 4th down, Maysville gets tough with the goal line stand. They don't fall for the option. Big hits there to stop the rally, to keep the lead, but then Philo, they stay persistent. Here comes Shane Tanner. He had a big second half. He bounces to the outside, down the sideline, inside to the Maysville 10, where they would try and set up shop to take the lead. Here comes Caleb Wiseman, ready to punch it in, but he gets brought down and shaken up. He hurts his ankle, which has been bothering him this year. That's a tough break for the Electrics, but they don't hang their head because Shane Tanner goes, hey, I'm going to do it for my friend Caleb. He fights through the defense, gets the touchdown, a good extra point, so it's 21-20 now. Philo's defense gets tough. Seth Brown rolling out, he gets brought down. Philo gets the ball back, but on a 4th and 1, instead of punting, a fake punt. Gutsy move pays off as they continue to be able to run the clock down, but Maysville gets the ball back, 15 seconds to go. Brown, desperation heave, it's picked off by Zach Sheridan, completing the game for Philo, an emotional senior night win that has Dirk Lincecum happy.
I can't even put it into words. That win right there is so huge for our kids, for our community. I give Maysville a ton of credit. Their kids played really hard. They made a lot of great plays. And at the end of the night on senior night, Philo wins, and I'll take that every time.
Well, everybody, it certainly was a game that lived up to all the hype for another year. Colin, what does this big win for Philo mean going into Week 10?
Well, Philo next week travels to Tri-Valley, and the Scotties have already locked up a home field game for their first playoff game, so they don't want to overlook Week 10 against the Electrics. And the Electrics with a win over the Scotties, that could be a lot of playoff points, a big push for them to make it into the playoff standings. So really big for them. However, Caleb Wiseman re-injured a high ankle sprain in tonight's game, so that could really be a big factor going into next week's game.
Yeah, and on the other side now you have Maysville. They suffer another tough loss. They have to go in next week. They end the season against Morgan. They're going to want to win to go end the season on a winning note and also with a 500 record.
And that's all for us. Be sure next week, big games in the MVL, so follow us on Twitter at MVLGG. For Steve Ullman, I'm Colin Brown. Thanks for tuning in.